Microsoft just held its latest Xbox Developer Direct, and it just might be the best one yet. Let's talk about it. Hello there everybody, and welcome to The Comfy Spot. My name is Tyler, and today we are going to be talking about Microsoft's latest Xbox Developer Direct, and in a word, this latest showcase from the company was simply amazing. In a word, like, it was really great top to bottom, start to finish, all killer, no filler. Had a lot of great games there. We got Ninja Gaiden 4 officially announced, finally revealed. I say finally, just came out of left field. Ninja Gaiden 4. We got South of Midnight here, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and Doom the Dark Ages. All 4 games looked fantastic, and we got release information for each and every one of them. So let's start at the very top of the show where they kick things off with Ninja Gaiden 4. Yes, this was a surprise game that was going to be here at the Xbox Developer Direct. And going into it, there were rumors that it was some Japanese game with a long legacy, decades long history for this franchise that many people were going to be really happy to see. And as soon as the trailer started, when we saw the waves crashing with the storm, I was like, wait, I know this opening. This is Team Ninja. This is either going to be Dead or Alive or Ninja Gaiden. And then we saw a ninja, and I knew Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden, however you pronounce it, Ninja Gaiden 4 is officially here. It is announced after a 13-year-long absence. After the last mainline entry, Ninja Gaiden 3 came out in 2012. Ninja Gaiden 4 looks awesome. I personally have never played any of the games in the franchise, simply because of how young I was when Ninja Gaiden was coming out on consoles, when it was on, originally with the first 2 games on Xbox. 3 came out during the Wii U era. I was around the age where I could have played it, but it wasn't in my purview. It wasn't a game I was interested in playing. I am very interested, though, in Ninja Gaiden 4. It looks excellent. It looks fantastic. The action, it looks just as fast-paced and intense and hectic and over-the-top and high-octane as the franchise is known for. If you were worried that action was not going to be here, it is here in spades, just as bloody, just as intense as Ninja Gaiden has always been. Ninja Gaiden 4 is being developed by Team Ninja in partnership with Platinum Games, which is just awesome. It's a mind-blowing combination right there. It's an awesome team up, and if the gameplay that they showed off is anything to go by, it is a collaboration that is working wonders. Because again, this game looks freaking fantastic here. We have a new protagonist. The new protagonist's name is Yakumo. Again, I don't know too much about Ninja Gaiden lore or anything, but just based off the notes I took down from the Developer Direct, Yakumo is the new protagonist from the Raven clan here. Ryu Hayabusa is still here in the game. He is still a playable character, but he has his own mission that is separate from Yakumo. The game is set in Tokyo. There's this entity called a Dark Dragon that I believe Yakumo is out to try to eliminate. I'm not too sure on all the details regarding the story. Nonetheless, though, it looks awesome. Yakumo, he plays differently from Ryu. He has his own fighting style. We see him really using 2 swords in combat a lot. He has 2 battle styles, they said. He has a Raven style and a Nue style. So what that will entail and when it comes to combat, when you're playing, we'll have to wait and find out for when we actually get our hands on it. But again, I keep saying this, if the game is anything to go by, if the footage is anything to go by, oh my gosh, it looks so crazy, so intense, just so frenetic and energetic, and just exactly what you would expect and want from a mainline Team Ninja Gaiden game. And it looks like, again, they're delivering in spades alongside Platinum Games here. So I'm very excited for this. I've never played any Ninja Gaiden game before. I most definitely want to play Ninja Gaiden 4, and it's coming out later this year, they say, fall 2025 on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. And they also said that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is coming out as well. It is out today on consoles, Xbox and PlayStation and PC, and it's on Game Pass as well. And I forgot to mention, Ninja Gaiden 4 will also be releasing day 1 on Game Pass as well. Everything in this showcase was coming to Game Pass on day 1, which is fantastic. So Ninja Gaiden fans, get excited. This game looks awesome. I am very excited for it. It is shooting way up on my most anticipated list for games of 2025. After Ninja Gaiden 4, we stepped on over to Compulsion Games so we could get a new look at South of Midnight, which made my top 10 most anticipated games of 2025 2025 list. If you have not checked that video out already, go check it out because I highlight a bunch of games that I'm looking forward to from this year. South of Midnight is one of those. Very, very excited for this game. And the new look that we got here at the Developer Direct gave us a bit more insight into the story. We now know like Hazel, saw a cutscene of Hazel, the main character, in her home with her mom, and they were having a bit of an argument of some sort during the storm that happened, and then she gets separated from her mother because of the storm, and now she's trying to reunite with her mother. And during this journey, that's how she ends up becoming a weaver and how she ends up gaining these magical powers that she has. She'll be interacting with these mythical creatures from southern folklore. It looks amazing. So the world looks awesome. We saw a whole lot of other different regions from the world. We saw some more combat in the game as well, and combat looks really cool. We saw more of how she could do the pushing and the pulling with her weaving abilities and all. It looks fantastic. It looks like what I would want from a third-person action platformer game. It kind of sort of reminded me a bit of Kena, Bridge of Spirits. If you have not played the game already, it's a fantastic game. But it kind of sort of reminded me of that, just of course with a bigger budget. So I'm very, very, very excited for South of Midnight. And again, like I said in that top 10 video for 2025, part of it is because it's exploring this region of the world and this culture that really doesn't get highlighted much in video games. So to see it being seemingly faithfully represented and explored here, it's exciting to me, it's enticing to me, it's so intriguing and interesting, and I'm fascinated by South of Midnight. I'm very excited to play this game. It is coming out April 8th. We got that release date today. It is only an Xbox console game, Xbox console exclusive game right now. It'll be on PC as well, but when it comes out on April 8th, as of right now, it will not be on PlayStation or Nintendo, just Xbox consoles. I'm very much looking forward to that. Again, April 8th, 2025 is the release date. If you pre-order if you get the premium edition, it gives you 5 days early access, so then you'll be able to play it on April 3rd. I'm very excited for South of Midnight. Look forward to me talking about that game more because I definitely would like to try. I'm going to try and do a review on that when it comes out later on this year. Third up at this Developer Direct was Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which also was one of the games in my top 10 for 2025 that I'm most anticipating. And yet again, the look we got here gave us a bit more of a overall look at the story. Like it touched again on points that they talked about for what the story is, the premise of the game, but they also talked about how they don't really want it to portray anyone necessarily as good or bad, but more so they want to get into the nuances of the characters and their motives and the motivations and what's driving them. So that's really interesting. That's really exciting and intriguing to learn about. But they also introduced us to some new characters as well. One of them they said is they will kind of a function as your mount for exploring the world, which seems really cool. I'm into that. Speaking of exploring the world, they did show off a lot of other different regions in the world, different areas. This game does look very stunning. It has a really enticing art style. I love the art style. I love the setting that we're in. This fantastical, I believe Paris is where we are, this French-inspired world. It looks awesome. I love the setting. It's different from what we typically get from AAA games or even AA games in the industry. So I'm very much looking forward to exploring this world, seeing what's out there, what it has in store for us. And they also talked about, again, combat, really touching more again on the points of, hey, we're blending turn-based with real-time combat and how that works. But they also talked about how, you can build your characters to really play how you want them to play. And they talked about how they had one character, the developer for one character really might play her as a healer, but more people at the team might play her as a glass cannon. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all works out. And they talked about there are a lot of skills and a lot of abilities that make your characters really customizable in terms of how you want to play with them and how they fit your playstyle. So I'm really excited to see how that all shakes out, how it all works in execution. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is definitely a game to keep your eye on if you are not already. Definitely go watch the trailers, go watch the Xbox Developer Direct talk about it. It looks like an awesome game, and it is releasing on April 24th, just a few weeks after South of Midnight. So April, gonna be a pretty big month for Xbox this year. And then they closed the Xbox Developer Direct out with Doom: The Dark Ages. Gave us a healthy, hearty, bloody, visceral, gritty look at Doom: The Dark Ages, and It is every bit as insane and over the top and wild and just violent and aggressive as you would expect a fantastical medieval Doom game to be. Just touching on some details here, they did say that Doom the Dark Ages is a prequel actually to Doom 2016, and that the way this game works, the way the plot goes, it leads directly into the beginning of Doom 2016. So I'm really curious to see how this story goes. I've yet to play Eternal. I want to play Eternal. I've been putting it off for some time now, but I need to get around to it. So it'll be interesting to see how the story works out. And they did say there'll be new characters, new villains, new enemies, new allies, and returning ones as well appearing here in Doom the Dark Ages. So I'm very curious to see how that all works out, especially after I play Doom Eternal. Now, in terms of what the gameplay is like, because gameplay is king when it comes to Doom, they said, they talked about our different weapons here. So they said, you have the shield saw, which you can use for blocking, for throwing, for deflecting, for parrying. And they said all those actions is all mapped to one button, and it's very contextual what the shield saw does when you press the button. So you have that. You have your melee weapons as well, that they show like 3 different melee weapons, which all look super cool. And then of course the different guns that you're gonna have in a Doom game. And Doom the Dark Ages, it does not look like it's disappointing at all when it comes to weaponry. And one thing that they said about Doom the Dark Ages is how in the previous games, the different playstyles that they required of you, how I believe they said the first Doom was all about being really mobile and staying on the move, and Doom Eternal was about being able to shoot while in the air, where Doom the Dark Ages is about, no, you are standing and fighting and holding your ground, and they want you to be an iron tank in this game. So it looks like it's gonna be living up to that promise. And they did say in regards to the world and everything, you're gonna be going to a bunch of different places across the Doom universe, and there'll be a lot to see and find. It looks awesome. It looks insane. And the mech and the dragon that they showed in the reveal trailer, those are here as well, and they are not one-time things. They said they are fully featured things that you will be doing more than once. So Doom the Dark Ages is looking absolutely wild. I was already excited for it, but it wasn't a game that I was oh, I need to play day one. Now I'm thinking I will have to play this day one when it comes out on May 15th on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. It looks wild. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely amazing way to kick off summer with this summer blockbuster of a game, as the devs over there at id Software said. So that wraps up this, recap of sorts for the Xbox Developer Direct. This was, again, like I said at the beginning of this video, this might be their best one yet. And I gotta give it to Xbox. I've said this online for a couple years now, ever since they first introduced the Developer Direct format, that it was a fantastic format. This format really works for them, and not even just for them, just in general. I think it's honestly one of the better, developer digital showcase event type formats that we have out there in the industry. It gets right to the point. There is no fluff. There is no, I guess you're messing around or anything like that. No host, although I love hosts. I do like hosts when they're there, but it's nice that it's all right, we're starting the show, we're going to go to this developer, and they're going to talk to you about their game and show you their game for an extended period of time. Then we'll get some information, cool, on to the next one. It's just all killer, no filler. And when you have a showcase like this, where you have some great games and we get some great information from them, including release information, it just makes it a solid show. So this was definitely one of the best ones that they've done so far. And I'm also happy that there was no a secret surprise that wasn't already hinted at prior to the event starting, because they've done that for the past few that they've done. And I feel like if you did it a third time in a row, at that point, the secret surprise isn't a secret surprise. It's just an expected thing at that point. So you might as well just say it's in the lineup as opposed to being oh, here's 4, but actually here's a 5th one. So it was awesome. Great show nonetheless. Let me know your thoughts on this Xbox Developer Direct down in the comment section below. Which game was your favorite from the show? Which one are you most looking forward to? Were you expecting anything different? Were you hoping for more from any of these games? Let's talk about it down in the comment section below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you know as soon as new videos go live. My name is Tyler. This has been The Comfy Spot. We'll talk next time. Have a good one.